Hello students, I welcome you all. I hope you all good. Be safe in your home. Okay, with the help of God, we move on to today's topic. In our last class, we saw about utility software. Right, what is utility software? It is a system software that performs specific tasks related to managing a computer, a devices, or its programs. The types of utility softwares are backup, scanning, and the disk defragmentation. Already we saw about backup. We can recall it. Backup. It means making copies of data or data files that can be stored to restore the original files if they are lost or damaged. Already we see an example for backup, right? You have noted down your friend's name and addresses in your diary. Imagine if you noted down your friend's name while studying in 3rd standard. Till now you all studying in 5th standard, right? One day you all open your diary and noticed that your diary became old and the pages have started coming out from it. Now you all afraid that, right? We all afraid in that situation. If the pages have missed out, then some of the context will be lost forever. Then you get an idea. To avoid such situation, you can copy the content of your old diary onto a new diary. Now you can refer the new diary for all the context even if the pages of old diary are turned. Okay, here the content of a new diary is the backup of the old diary. Like that, your computer have lots of data in it. Okay, and the lot of pictures in it. If your computer was corrupted or if you lost any data, one of those if you lost any one of those pictures, it feels a lot. So we use backup in our computer. We can backup it through the hard disk. Okay, the hard disk, for example, a CD, floppy disk, a pen drive, these are all the example for the hard disk. Okay, we can backup it through that. And then in today's class we see about scanning. Okay children, imagine if you're getting tired or vomiting or you have fever. In that situation, we are not able to move from one place to another place, right? We all get so tired and we lie down a full day, and in that situation our mom checks whether we had a fever or not, right? Even she take us to hospital. There they will find the fever and gave some medicine to cure the fever. Then fever will gone and we all fine. Then we play normally. Likewise, a computer also get affected by viruses. If it get affected, then a computer works slowly. And if your computer want to open a file, the computer works slowly. Okay, opens it that slow. If your computer is working like this, it will affected by virus. So we have cured that, right? For that we have to scan our computer's hard disk. Okay, if we have to cure that, right? We have to scan our hard disk. Scanning, it is a process to detect and remove the viruses from the hard disk for efficient working of a computer system. Okay, viruses means it is an unwanted data that enters into a computer and disrupts the normal functioning of a operating system. Okay, if we have a fever, then we are not able to move from one place to another place, right? we all get so tired and we lie down a full day. Likewise, if a computer gets affected by the viruses, it disrupts the normal functioning of a operating system. Like normally functioning means a computer, if you want to open a file or execute a file, computer opens it fastly, right? Then if a computer get affected by the viruses, then it opens it slowly. It affects the normal functioning of a operating system. In scanning, the scanner takes information that can be a document or picture and converts it into a digital information for a computer to store or manipulate, because a computer only understands a machine language. Then, like that, if your computer was affected by anything, then we got an idea that we use scanning. Then the next thing, children, just imagine if you are going to study an essay question. Okay, how will you study? You splitter the topic and then study. Right, this is the easy way to remember the question. Okay, this is the easy way to study the question and it will easily remember in our mind. So we splitted our topic and then study for an essay question. The splitted topics, okay, that is called fragmented. Okay, we all splitted the topic and then study. During study time, we have written a notes. Like notes means if your teacher has written the notes right in a board and then you copy down it in your homework note or in your classwork note, right? That said as note. And during study time we have written the notes and related to the same topic in different pages of a notebook and randomly. One day we add an classwork note, then the another day we had forget it with in your home, and then you have to note it down in your rough note. Yes, and then at the time of examination we search for those notes, because we written in randomly we written in rough note and we written in a classwork note, like that. In if midterm test or half yearly has been these exam has been come, we have to search for the notes, right? Because we wrote randomly. So it takes time to study, it takes time to search and then study. Okay, if the notes were written in one place under the topic, like in classwork, if your computer classwork means if the teacher wrote any notes in the computer subject, then you copy down the notes in your computer classwork only. Then if the examinations or your midterm test and the half-yearly exams came, then you all easy to search for the notes and easy to study. Okay, you all get good marks in that. So we write all the notes in our classwork related to the subject. It takes less time to search it and study. The notes that we written in random pages, like randomly we wrote different pages, classwork and the rough note means is said to be fragments. We splitted the data and written in random pages. Okay, and we bring them in a one place, like a classwork is called defragmentation. When any examinations have been came, then we search all the data and collected it in one place, then we start studying, right? This is called defragmentation. In a computer, the files are stored in hard disk. In default, when the files are removed from the disk, the operating system tries to fill the vacant space with the new file. If the new file is too big to fit, it stores the excess data at another location. For example, we all have puzzle game. Okay, after we play, we replace the puzzle into the puzzle bag. When the bag is in small in size, then a small number of puzzles only placed in there. So the remaining puzzles are replaced with another bag. Like by default, we all doing this, right? Likewise, operating system also tries to fill the vacant space with the new file. If the new file is big to fit in that space, it stores the excess data in the another location. Okay, the small part of the file is shifted to the other location on the hard disk, is said to be a fragment of the file. Okay, then if you want to execute, or if you want to open a file, means it takes more time to open it, because the data as splitted in different locations on the hard disk. So it takes lot of times to execute the file. Okay, hence to overcome the situation, defragmentation is used. Defragmentation is a system that collects all the splitted data of a file and organize it into an one specific place in the hard disk. Then it takes less time to execute. Okay, can we recall it from the first? First we saw about scanning. Right, scanning means it is the process to detect and remove the viruses from the hard disk for efficient working of a computer system. Viruses means it is an unwanted data that enters into a computer and disturbs the normal functioning of a operating system. In scanning, the scanner takes information that can be a document or picture and converts it into digital information for a computer to store or manipulate. Viruses, it affects the normal functioning of a operating system. Like if we have fever, we are not able to move from one place to another place, right? We are so tired and lie down a full day. Like that, if a computer get affected by the viruses, if you want to open a file or execute a file, it opens it slowly. Then the next is defragmentation. Defragmentation is used that it collects all the splitter data and organize it into a specific place in the hard disk. Okay, because if we want to open a file, if you want to execute a file, means if the data are splitted in the different location, means it takes more time to execute a file. Okay, then we use defragmentation. It collect all the splitted data and organize it into a specific place in the hard disk, so it takes less time to execute a file. That is called defragmentation. We completed a types of utility software. Okay, what is the type? Name the types of utility software: backup, scanning, and the disk defragmentation. We completed this type, and then actually we know that a system software. Okay, system software has three types, right? Operating system, utility software, and the language processor, right? What is an operating system? It controls the overall activities of a computer. It acts as an interface between the user and the hardware and enables them to work together. Then utility software, that is, it is a system software that perform specific tasks related to managing a computer, its devices or its programs. It is designed to help analyze, configure, optimize or maintain a computer. Right, the types of utility softwares are backup, scanning, disk defragmentation. Then the next thing is language processor. Okay, in today's class we are going to see about language processor. As a human, we all know many languages like English, Telugu, Hindi and some more. Actually, I don't know Telugu. Okay, I can't understand the language. If anybody comes and speak in Telugu, I can't able to uh, speak. Okay, I can't able to understand what he or she tells. If I have a friend who understands Telugu and he spoke well also, so he helps me by translating the words with the person spoke, right? If we have a friend if we have a friend to translate the unknown language to my understanding language, we can able to understand up easily. As a human, we have a language problem. Likewise, a computer also had a language problem. Okay, as we know, computer understand the machine language. Generally, programs are written in a kind of language known as high level language, that is C, C++, Java, COBOL, which are not understood by the computer directly. The computer only understands that after converting them into a machine code. How the computer converts? We have a friend, then he translate an unknown language into my understanding language, then I could understand the language. Okay, as a computer, how the computer converts? There are three types of language translator, that is compiler, interpreter and the assembler. Okay, yes, these three things are seen in the previous class. Okay, let us recall it. In this format. Okay, dash that converts user program in high level language into a machine code. Yes, compiler. Then dash converts a machine code line by line. Interpreter. Then dash converts a program written in assembly level language into a machine code. Assembler. Yes, a compiler is a translator that converts user program written in high level language, that is C, C++, Java, COBOL into a machine language. Okay, as a human we all know many languages, but as a computer it only knows a machine code. Okay, that's why a compiler is used that converts a high level language into a machine code. Then interpreter. It performs the same task as a compiler, but the only difference is that a compiler converts machine code of a whole program at a time, whereas interpreter converts a machine code line by line. Okay, if you gave a user program, then a compiler converts a whole program into a machine code, but the interpreter checks line by line and converts a machine code line by line. Then assembler. An assembler is a translator that converts a program written in assembly level language into a machine code that a computer can understand. Okay, By using these three translators, a computer can understand a user program, that is C, C++, Java, okay, which are not understood computer but directly, okay, which are not understood by the computer directly. So it use a three language translator to translate into a machine code. Then we all know that software has two types, right? That is system software and the application software. Till now we completed the system software. Okay, what is system software? Anyone knows what is system software? Yes, system software is a collection of a program that controls the overall operation and internal working of a computer system. It retrieves the data from the input devices and transfer the procedure information to the output devices. Okay. Then it has three types, right? That is operating system, utility software, and the language processor. Then we move on to application software. This is a software that is designed to do a specific job and helps the user as a tool for easy operations is called application software. Application software has two types, okay, that is customized software and the general purpose software. First we see about a special purpose software, that is customized software. Okay, it is a computer program that of an application that is specially designed for a particular purpose, example department or company. Okay, customized software is written and designed to meet the client's specific business process. It is used in different places like schools, hospitals, shops, etc. Okay. Then this type of application software are designed specially to carry out the only one type of task, that is specific task. Okay, it is used in banks, schools, hospitals, shops, etc. We all know in banks they have to manage accounts, right? For accounting system they use Tally. It is used to perform account oriented task. Then we recall it from the first. What is a software? Software is a set of program provided to a computer for smooth running of a physical or hardware computer. Okay, the example we also see that hardware also, right? Example for hardware are, if we see an computer, we can able to see the monitor, keyboard, printer, scanner, CPU, like that, right? We are able to see that and touch it and feel it. Okay, if you see but a software is not visible, we cannot touch it, but it is very important to a computer. Even though the hardware is visible, it cannot work by itself. It needs a step-by-step instruction, then the software is used. It is a set of instruction of program that tells the hardware what to do and how to do, like an instructor. Hardware is like an army, right? We see in a previous class, right? Hardware is like an army. It needs a commanding officer to instruct. Okay, that's why a software is used. It is a set of instruction of program that tells the hardware what to do and how to do, like an instructor. Then software has two types, right? system software and the application software. System software as what is system software? System software is a collection of programs that controls the overall operation and internal working of a computer system. It retrieves the data from the input devices and transfer the procedure information to the output devices. Okay, it has three types, right? Operating system, utility software, and the language processor. What are the other types of system software we used in a computer? Yes, that is compiler, interpreter, assembler, loader, and the text editor. Okay, compiler is a translator that converts user program written in high level language, that is C, C++, Java, COBOL, okay, into a machine language. Then interpreter also done the same task, but the only difference is it converts machine code line by line. Assembler is a translator that converts assembly language into a machine code. Then the text editor, right? Text editor is a blank place where we can edit or write a program. Okay, then we saw about an application software. It has two types: special purpose application software and the general purpose application software. Special purpose means it is a computer program of an application that is specially designed for a particular purpose. Okay, then a general purpose application software means we can see in the next class. Okay, general purpose application software is seen in next class. Thank you, students.